one of the things that came up was money, very money related. People who can't pay school fees. Students who are anxious about next term. I had to keep telling them to relax because of school fees. Why don't we set up a foundation? Why can't Alive spearhead a foundation? Now, it doesn't need to be ours as Alive only. We create the platform and then invite other guys to it. What you do is you try raise a critical amount of capital, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Hello, we are trying to raise 200 million to build offices in Kisumu. We could get 2 million, 3, okay? And then the people here who are blessed on how to manage finances, that's what they do for a living, how to make money work. So that money can be handed to that team to be able to then invest in such a way. We will be sponsoring guys to school out of surplus, not out of seed. Hatutakula njugu tutaipanda, alafu watu watakula mbegu ile imevunwa, si ile imebaki. But then that's at level 1, that's at the core of the thinking. Level 2 is this: we then approach schools. The beauty with both Uganda and Kenya, and especially Uganda, there are many Adventist schools or Adventist-sponsored schools, affiliated schools. So you can tell them, can you match us in kind? We're going to get you Onsongo, but instead of charging him 40K, charge him a mission fee, 20K. Then from the kitty or from the foundation, we can be able to match up the rest. So that schools are partnering. So you imagine in the 80 plus schools or 40 plus schools, you know, if each one of them is able to take a student or 2, you may not be able to heal everyone, but at least you'll be able to impact the lives of 80, 100, God knows who, how many they can be able to grow. I remember in our group there was Ezra, and he mentioned the brilliant thing about Adopt a Church. I thought that was something good, or we can talk to the diaspora people to tell them, now you can support Africa through this platform. But also to that same foundation or forum, part of the contributors can be people who run companies. I know somebody like JT, myself, we run Akili Consult. I'm sure other guys here run various other outfits. Akili Consult, for instance, let me just make my company, would be glad to have an employee, okay? But how much more glad would we be by knowing if we put in so much into this pool, we will get an intern. We may not get back money, but we get an intern. But just think about the plethora of churches represented here. I'm sure there are many members there with their own businesses. Could be a painting thing, could be a cafeteria. You can be able to tell them to put it. I'm sure the finance guys can work it in such a way. There's a way the tax regime in the country can allow that amount you're giving in for charity can help your tax situation. So you can be able to use that as a bait to encourage giving towards this particular fund. Now, I repeat what I said at the initial part. It's not an Alive fund. It's just Alive is creating this platform. Then we go out there and ask businessmen, philanthropists, Adventists, to give into what? This fund. Then it is astutely managed. The proceeds from there will then be able to help many more schools. In the schools, we cannot give liquid money. We may do something like desks, or this year we are going to do a library of books in this particular school from that foundation. As the scheme grows, it could grow into many other things. We could make it different levels of scholarship. We could, of course, bond the students and tell them, while you're working under this scholarship, you need to be able to give X amount of time back to the church or X amount of time into mission. Those are modalities that could be thought inside. But I'm thinking from the beginning point, because the money thing will look back at us, both in Kenya and in every other mission field, as long as we're going to be dealing with students. And because most of us here are students, we ourselves need school fees. We do not have, raising the 6K to and from Uganda was a challenge, let alone paying 20K school fees for a student. I think we can create a platform, invite as many people, but it will only fly if it is thought through properly and then it is managed accurately. It can be the baby of 3, 4, 5 guys.